the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I am your host. And joined with me, as always, is Slytherin's heir,
Jason Deeds.
The Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I force Jason to watch big blockbuster movies he's refused to watch because he didn't think they were worth his time. We are currently watching the Harry Potter films. We are here to ask if this movie has anything deep to say. We are two English language arts high school teachers with academic degrees. And we attempt to use our academic training to dig deeply into movies. We emphasize random words here. We explore the creativity, philosophy, film studies, and ethics in our films and push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment. We just had a conversation with a fellow teacher, and it was funny because this teacher was like, "Ooh, I love dark, psychological thrillers," and Dietz is like, "Yes, I love your taste." And then she's like, "I love Adam Sandler movies." And Dietz is like, "I hate your taste." Okay, I have a couple things to point out before we go too far in the...
Thanks for listening. By the way, you're still here. 100 and, what is this, 3, 2, something episodes in.
Yeah, it's a good
You
thing.
keep listening, so we're going to keep making them.
There's a few more franchises I want to squeeze out of Dietz. There's a couple he's adamant about not doing, which would be fun, or at least funny to do.
Like Harry Potter, for example.
Like Harry Potter. You've seen the first 3.
I've seen all of the ones that are PG.
Yeah.
Whatever those are.
We're still in the ones you haven't, or the ones you have seen.
Right, but I have seen these when my kids were small, so it's been a decade or more.
I wanted to point something out that we talked about last week. The mirror of Irised shows you what you desire. We talked about how you don't want to get sucked into, what
your Iriseds.
Yeah, your Iriseds. Your desire, what could have been. Since we recorded, there is an AI company that has come out and said you can have conversations with your dead ones. Yeah, those who have already passed on, you can talk to them
That's
about...
a Black Mirror episode.
I mean, right.
Straight up
Yeah.
there is one like that.
And someone in the comments posted a gif of the Mirror of Irised scene from Harry Potter. I'm like, yeah, that's what could happen. Your people aren't going to be able to either move on in a healthy way or be stuck in a different reality, kind of, and it might be awful.
That's crazy. Because I'm actually using that exact episode in class tomorrow in my philosophy class.
Is it the one where she brings her boyfriend back? Yeah, that's a great episode.
Be right back. It's probably my favorite one of them, actually.
It's also maybe notable that another AI company is like, hey, talk to AI Jesus like you would anyone else. So...
What does this have to do with Harry Potter?
Oh, but the point is, we talked last week about the mirror of Irised.
Our desires to connect with our...
And I think the real life, for realsies thing of talking to our dead ones, like the mirror, you can get lost in it, like Dumbledore said.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's just a little bit scary and maybe not healthy.
Yeah.
And it happened in between we talked last.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right. One more thing. You had a tiff about what makes a wizard more powerful than another wizard.
It was more of a question.
More of a question.
This seems vague.
And I tried to allude maybe it's something like basketball. We could all play basketball, but NBA players are, they're
capital P play that.
Can they're interested in getting really, really good at it or something. I asked my siblings, and this is what one of my brothers said, and I kind of like it. Maybe you will too.
Okay.
It's probably has to do with how smart you are. And he was like Hermione versus Neville. Like he needs to remember all the things. So maybe it was something of like connected to the intelligence, like what you're willing to put into it on an intellectual level.
So Harry is the most intelligent.
I mean, he's not dumb, but I guess Voldemort or Dumbledore are wanting to dive as deep as possible about magic.
So that's knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Intelligence is different than knowledge.
What's the difference, Deets?
Well, knowledge is what you know. Intelligence is your innate ability to manipulate what you know to do things.
Let's say intelligence then. I was not trying to mess with the semantics of these two.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. So if you are born with an innate ability to manipulate knowledge better than other people, you will be a better wizard.
Maybe, but I also kind of think it's like, hey, this spell will wash the dishes for you. All right, boom, I know how to do that. But maybe some wizards are like, but what else can I do? What else is there to learn with this knowledge? You know, maybe not every wizard's willing to dig deeply into
so
understanding.
That's more of a motivation. That's like
maybe
a sage.
Yeah.
Sage kind of
archetype.
I
think that might be it, or that's what my brother's trying to hint at.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's interesting. I mean, that's true in real life also.
Yeah. Yeah, take over the world with your knowledge.
Yeah.
That's what you were telling. You watched my class for a little bit. You were telling them.
These are the people that rule the world. Mm-hmm. People that can use knowledge.
Okay, so when this movie came out, I was like in second grade or something. And I remember it was like, you know, Harry Potter was huge. And I remember there's a news story like, hey, this one's a little bit scarier than the last one. And I remember like thinking to myself on the way to the movie theaters, like, don't be scared. You know, there are spiders and snakes and stuff. And I remember to this day, like there was a couple, I guess, jump scares, and not necessarily big ones, but like when the camera pans down and Dobby's there, I remember people screaming at that. Or like when the basilisk comes out of the water, people screaming at that too.
Wow.
So I remember a packed theater way back when, over 20 years ago now. And,
cool.
Seeing this in the theater. Okay.
I don't remember when I watched it. Obviously, it had a big impact on me. So.
Do you have any pros about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Yes.
What are they?
Oh. That's not you were asking. Informational question. So, part of our podcast is about creativity, right? In terms of plot and in terms of characters, I'm going to stand by my statement that this is not a terribly creative franchise. Because all of the plot is recycled, in my opinion, until we get to, I think, book 5-ish. All of the characters, you can map them directly onto any other movie that is hero's journey based or archetype based.
Yeah.
However, in terms of creativity, I think in the details of the Harry Potter universe, this is a massively creative franchise. Mm-hmm. So like Quidditch, for example, like what kind of a sport would magicians play? Yeah, I mean, that's good. In this one, I think the Howler, I mean, is great. Like that's a super creative, like how would have pissed off
yeah, Ronald Weasley.
How would have pissed off Wizard Mother.
Yeah.
Send a letter. Yeah.
I love how everyone knows it's a Howler.
Oh, yeah.
Ron's got a Howler.
Yeah, and everyone knows it. So the Howler is great. My favorite aspect of this movie is the diary, which is probably not a hot take. But in terms of sheer creativity, that's a really awesome little component of this part of the Harry Potter story.
Yeah.
Just the diary and what it was used for initially, what it's used for like during the course of the story, what it's used for at the end of the story.
Like the franchise?
No, of this story.
Okay.
This part, Harry Potter 2, whatever it's, Chamber of Secrets. Yeah, so I love the diary. And then we have, so another thing I really like in my literature is called the untrustworthy narrator, or
Okay, yeah.
which I always love, which is employed, unfortunately, very rarely. Like having a narrator that's the only way that we can see the story, but we don't really trust what they're seeing or they're telling us.
There's a movie, and I won't say what it is, but there is like a narrator, or like a character who narrates, and he's like talking about these things happened, and at the end of the movie, like he dies, and it's like, wait a second, how did you narrate this? Like you were alive,
right?
But you die. So that's.
So yeah, the untrustworthy narrator in this is Tom Riddle, of course.
Yeah.
And how he manipulates Ginny. I think it's just like, I've never seen that anywhere in any other literature that I've read. And so when we're talking about J.K. Rowling as a creator of this universe, we're not talking, in my mind, we're not talking about she's great at plot, she's great at character. We're talking about she's great at making a world.
Yeah.
Is it internally consistent? Not always. Yeah. Is it creative? I think I have to say yes. It's very creative.
I wonder how much, because she had a plan, but I wonder how much she had to like kind of start off with like the first few books and then like, oh wait, and then the rest of the series has to connect to some of these things.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Like maybe she didn't intend for it to get as big, but she started off with some magic things that didn't have exact answers.
Right.
But it's just part of it now because that's where we started out.
By my definition, then it's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
Maybe.
Here's the thing. I was fully ready to say my argument was going to be this movie, and especially like the 1, 2, and 3, be like, these are mysteries for like before anything else. Like same characters, new mystery type of thing.
Sure.
But I was actually kind of taken aback by like, no, the story seems to be growing. Like exactly what you aren't thinking. Like I feel like our characters are changing, and like the whole Voldemort.
Name one.
Like the whole Voldemort stuff. All right, first book, he killed your parents. He tried to attack you at the end, whatever. But this one, it's like, hey, that Voldemort guy, here's more of what he was. So if you're going into this blind, it's like, oh wow, this is expanding and spreading.
Well, out. Voldemort, yes,
yeah,
because we're revealing more about him.
Right, and like
the rest of them, no,
not necessarily. I think part of it is the acting is better. Like the kids,
sure,
just their skill is better. So that might be kind of, and also some things look better. Like Quidditch looks better in this one. Maybe
I don't know. I skipped most of the Quidditch.
No, my, but like, it just seems to me like everything is expanding.
Okay. I disagree, but
I know.
That's okay.
That's fair. I was like, no, this isn't just mix and rewind. Some things like you need to know the previous parts of the story that add on in this one.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. My last main pro, despite myself, I think Hagrid is pretty great.
Yeah.
I mean, I know exactly what they're doing with Hagrid. I know exactly the pathos manipulation of Hagrid, but I don't know. I can't help but like Hagrid. So there you go.
I love when they're under the invisibility cloak in Hagrid's house, and Dumbledore's like, help will always be there. First, and, like he knows, obviously. And then Hagrid tries to do the same thing.
Yeah.
If anyone needs any answers, follow the spiders.
Yeah. So Hagrid's a pretty great character. I don't know that there are Hagrid characters in other literature, or at least not nearly as much as there are Hermione characters and Ron characters.
What's his archetype?
I was trying to think about that. He's maybe a jester.
Jester, kind of.
maybe a caregiver,
Caregiver.
maybe
the orphan
sure
kind of wants to belong.
So, but the fact that we can't nail him down means he's a good character.
Yeah.
The others we can nail down pretty easily. Although
Yeah.
Harry does kind of shift from the orphan to the hero, kind of.
We have to stress.
Actually, I think he does. He becomes only the hero as soon as he arrives at Hogwarts and has a family. He has friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the rest of them are one archetype. They're motivated by one thing.
Footnote, he's not the orphan archetype because he's literally an orphan.
Oh, right.
I have students that always get like, oh, he's an orphan. Like, no, I mean, in this case, yes. But like...
it's just like the magician archetype. Well, yes, okay, he's a magician,
right.
but that's not what...
It's like Batman, he's the orphan archetype. Well, he is an orphan. Anyway, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here's
that one quote I love, but go ahead.
No, you can...
I can round out my prose.
Yeah.
So it's probably on your list too, and it's also a really good... We'll come back to it for philosophy, but Dumbledore says it's not our abilities that show us who we truly are, it's our choices.
Yeah.
And we will definitely come back to that for the philosophy. But
see, that's like something you need on a poster or
right.
something, you know?
And I personally think that that's really true.
Mm-hmm. So far, Dumbledore has at least one solid line.
Yeah, Dumbledore, well, I mean, that's his role, is he's the wise old guy, and he says his wise old things, and that's all he does, really. But...
Do you remember that the actor in real life died after this movie? So they recast him, and also like Chris Columbus doesn't direct the next one either. So in a way, 1 and 2 kind of feel a little bit set aparty than the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
Because Dumbledore changes and the direction changes a lot. But Dumbledore has an interesting... Right now, you're right. He is the wise old man. But he kind of gets a little complicated in 7 and 6, which is kind of fun. And we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, that's all he is. And
that's all any of them are, is that one role that they have to fill. I mean, it's... Prove me wrong.
No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
All right.
But is that a reason to not like this movie?
No, I have a long list of reasons that don't actually include that at all.
Let me get to some of my pros then.
Okay.
Of course, the music. John Williams comes back. My favorite song, I mean, the iconic song is Flight of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny that Hedwig's theme and then the Phoenix theme are like 2 bird names for 1 and 2. But it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree.
It sounds like magic. Yeah. It's so good. I think Dobby looks incredible. This is 2002.
Yeah, especially for the age of the film.
But this is like around Gollum, basically. And
Gollum also looks incredible.
Yeah, and like it holds up amazing.
Yeah.
I thought it's funny where the Dursleys, they have the boss over and he's like talking about golf, and the boss is like, oh, I golf sometimes, I guess. It's like, I've never really laughed at that before.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's funny. I've never noticed.
Got all his jokes planned out.
Yeah, exactly.
That poor guy.
I think Kenneth Branagh, who is the Gilderoy Lockhart, he's having a lot of fun.
He is. He's a very good actor.
He also was up for grabs to direct the next one, but it doesn't go to him. But, he's hamming it up, and it's just fun. Here's something. Salazar Slytherin. He's like the head of Slytherin, and he was clearly like racist against muggles and stuff. And I think it's easy to be like, oh, that's like an archetype. But I feel like in the year 2025, it's like, wait a second. Some of our leaders we can see or people in real life are just kind of blatantly evil sometimes. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
It's
sometimes.
like, yeah. Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 heads, being just openly for purebloods and against muggles can definitely happen. It's not as opposed to the Dursleys being Roald Dahl villains. Right. It's like, because we never see Salazar Slytherin ever in the books or the movies or whatever. It's like, a person from history, especially being just like that, is pretty accurate.
We have lots of examples of that, for sure.
I feel like. Same with maybe Lucius Malfoy. It's at the end, I think it's kind of a mistake. He's going to kill Harry. He's about to say the killing curse for some reason. Him as a character, I also don't think it's far-fetched. Maybe because in real life there are just people like that.
That just get pissed off and
not pissed off. I'm saying like Weasleys. You're like,
yeah, I suppose.
Kind of like just openly, blatantly evil, but maybe it borders.
I don't know any of them, but I think it's a stand-in for it's another character.
It's a character, but I wonder if someone was just so awful in real life, would it surprise us? You know,
I think it might.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anyone like that.
I know. I don't either.
So if somebody was like that, I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh man,
Or maybe I just associate not with them.
Let me give you one up on me, because if I was ever to doom scroll, or I see someone just post blatantly, like shockingly statements about either something blatantly racist or sexist or whatever, I'm like, really? You just saying this out in the open, you know? I guess maybe there are people like that. In real life, do I know any? No, I do not. But
do you think that they're actually like that?
No, they're
just clickbaiting.
It's all clickbait, rage bait.
Right.
There's stuff like that. But and one of my other main pros. Oh, I love how the broken wand. Ron's wand gets broken. It's kind of a running joke, but it has like a setup and a pretty big payoff at the end.
Right.
I think there's
a ton of seeding.
Yeah.
In this movie,
and it's always pretty satisfactory. I think. Nope, you don't. I mean, so?
Yes, it pays off, but so we can talk about effective and ineffective seeding. I think this is ineffective. This is just totally my preference, my whatever. If you're seeding something, it should show up multiple times, and we should be familiar with it. And then when the payoff hits, we're like, oh yeah, that's satisfying.
The wand.
In this, the wand is the only example that it's hits multiple times, but there's a lot of other stuff like Fox's tears, for example. Mm-hmm. It's just thrown out. And then when it happens, we're like, oh, yep, they checked that box earlier. So that's admittedly a nitpick, but there was a lot of stuff that was seeded like that.
Yeah, that's fair to say. You could be like, see, that's not a Deus Ex Machina.
Right.
We said it earlier.
We told it earlier. Right. That's right. I felt like that a lot.
That's fair. I was wondering, okay, actually, I have it written down as a question. Is there a word for a half a Deus Ex Machina? Because, when they go to the spiders, I guess my other major pro is I love the practical stuff, how the spiders are and even the snake.
Yeah.
Also, this one's my other main pros. I think maybe the most like the book out of any of them. A lot of details.
I don't remember.
And water on the ground, reflecting stuff. This tiny details kind of appear where that starts to happen less and less as the directors. Especially the fourth movie. I don't know if he even liked the book, if I'm being honest. But anyway, that's just book to movie stuff.
Mm.
What was I saying? So when they get rescued by the spiders, it's maybe a half Deus Ex Machina because it doesn't save them. They have to then save themselves with the car. But it's is there a word for that?
Yeah.
I'm here to help
you. The car showing up.
You have to kind of still get out of this, though. I guess that's also true with the sword. The sword's hey, here's a weapon. You still have to kill a giant monster by yourself.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of technical term.
Maybe. I don't know what it is.
I also like to think of, in Zelda, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think this movie isn't the best Harry Potter. I have actually a number of cons too.
Wow. So. You are becoming a critical thinker.
But this one's always been kind of near the bottom for me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But still, it's
a movie.
Awful. It is a movie. Okay, I want to go to some of my negatives.
Do it.
This one's only book specific.
Oh.
There are two characters that basically suck compared to their book version, and they're Percy Weasley, Ron's older brother. He's in this one a little bit. And he's in the rest of the movies, and his whole arc is just not even existent. That's in the books of how, whatever. Like, we'll see him in the background, basically. And the other one is Ginny. Ginny has a small role here. And it's like when she first starts being a character. Book Ginny and movie Ginny are night and day different, and it's not good in the movies. She's like a fun, like interesting character in the books, and she's kind of bland in the movies. Yeah. But here she's fine. But it's the beginning
of Ginny
not being the best. Here's one. The sound of magic is boring in this movie and the last movie. Like when they do a spell, it's like a whoosh. Cool.
Oh.
Pay attention. Pay attention next week because magic has a distinct sound from the third movie on.
Oh.
It's boring here. It's more interesting from here on out. Pay attention, fellow listener. That's maybe not everyone cares about that, but I care about that. Why do wizards get scared of stuff if they have ghosts living in their world?
No, that's a great question.
They have literal monsters. And it's weird that they get spooked.
I agree. It's, one might say, illogical.
There's a part where they see, I don't know if it's Norris, the cat, or whatever. The three of them stumble into the cat. And then somehow everyone's there all of a sudden. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Also, or illogical.
Yeah, it's just kind of silly. Maybe dinner just got out or something. I don't know. But all of a sudden, boom, they're there. This is also a nitpick that most people won't care about. The spell Expelliarmus never is accurate in the movies. In the movie, it just shoots them back. When they're doing the duel and Snape uses it, it just sends Lockhart back. That's not what that spell does, movie. It's supposed to just send the wand out. They get it wrong all the time for some reason. That's not what the spell does. It probably wouldn't drive me crazy, but the books go out of their way to say, Harry, that's like Harry's go-to spell. That's what he's known for. The bad guys eventually know Harry is there because he knows how to do that spell. So it's just a nitpick. It doesn't matter. But they never get it right, dudes.
I'm so sorry.
This is the longest Harry Potter movie.
Oh, thank goodness.
And this is also an extended version. Once again.
Wow.
Also, this is probably my least favorite part, but it deals with Hagrid. They're all cheering for him at the end.
Oh,
I don't think anyone cares about Hagrid except for like our main characters.
Yes.
And it works because we like Hagrid. Let's all cheer for him. He's out of Azkaban. But I'm like, this is kind of, I don't know, ending on this note that it feels manipulative. There you go, Deets. There you go.
Oh, you just made my day.
That's probably my biggest negative.
I'm polluting you. Very much. Yeah, pathos grab for sure.
Those are my negatives.
All right.
Take it away, Deets. Let me settle in.
Okay. Ron's whiny voice. Dobby.
He's going through puberty.
Dobby.
What's wrong with Dobby?
Jar Jar Dobby. Come on. Those are two just kind of, appetizers. My main issue with this film is the basilisk of logic rears its beautiful, amazing head and bites this movie so many times that I don't know how anyone is still watching that at the end of the movie. So, I'm going to start with our defense against the dark arts teacher.
Okay.
Who would hire him? Because clearly every teacher and every administrator in Hogwarts knows he's full of crap. Who would hire him?
Okay, I was going to ask you this. This is in my notes.
Okay, go.
Is it possible, or maybe how is it possible, for someone with no skills to be successful in life? Because I think it happens.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, it happens all the time.
But like,
oh, that's a good point, actually.
Like you're right. He clearly has no skill, but he's successful. He's famous
because he's a liar.
He's a liar, but like I think we can see
that's actually fair. That's a good point. So it is more true to life than I had. But okay, so point taken.
So there's like nepotism in real life.
Right.
Let me hire my nephew because...
But nobody in Hogwarts likes him.
The girls like him.
None of the hiring committee likes him. They all know he can't teach. They all know he can't do them. I don't know how he got into the movie.
But is it possible for someone to coast on, I guess, aura, as the kids would say? Like he...
Not... Me? I mean, sure. There are definitely examples of people coasting on aura. But when you have such a limited group of people making a decision, I don't know. Anyhow. So why, if Gilderoy Lockhart knows he has no skills, why would he agree to fight Snape? Ever.
Maybe he just truly believes he can do it.
So he's just delusional.
Maybe. That might be part of it. Because like he's like, oh, I don't know a spell for this, and he gets rid of the bones in Harry's arm or whatever.
Right,
like,
that's another one. Like, he knows he can't do it. Why would he do it?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So Gilderoy Lockhart, sure, he's hamming it up, and he's fun to have in there, but logically, he makes no sense.
Because he's also
at
like,
all.
Snape's like, weren't you saying last night you knew the location? Right. It just feels like there are people in real life that coast on their
talk out of their butts.
Right.
Okay.
Coast, I
sure,
guess.
Maybe. Okay. We'll give you that. We're working in order of...
It's funny where he's like, do you live here? And Ron goes, no.
Okay. So, we're at the end. Lucius Malfoy, who is, I don't know, the leader of the bad guys now that Voldemort's gone. I don't know. Spoilers, I guess. But let's just say powerful wizard, right? And a house elf.
Yeah.
They have a house elf versus a very powerful wizard. And the house elf wins.
Yeah.
How? Why? Makes no sense.
I will say the books do say house elves have a different type of magic that, like, they can apparate and disapparate in Hogwarts and no one else can.
Okay.
And I think...
But he didn't do that.
No, I just think there's maybe some sort of power that exists that is just different vaguely. But
that's more powerful than...
I don't think it's more powerful. I just also think Lucius was just straight up not expecting it. I think he didn't even consider a house elf to do that.
But
like he was also, I don't know, not finished with his spell, and Dobby was able just to get it before.
Okay, and then he gets up and finishes his spell. Like, I don't like he okay, so the way they have set up his character, he is the most pompous character in Harry Potter.
Yes.
Has this extremely high opinion of himself, his family name, his abilities, his whatever.
Yeah.
That character would never allow his former house elf to defeat him in the duel. Ever.
I don't love that part.
Okay. That's not logical.
I think it doesn't make sense.
I agree.
We do agree about stuff sometimes.
Look at this. Okay. So if I am Voldemort,
go for it.
And I have successfully kidnapped the thing that will bring me back to full power, why would I ever write on the wall, guess what? I just kidnapped a thing that's going to be and she's in the Chamber of Secrets. No, he's not going to tell anybody. He's just going to quietly be down there, moo-hoo-hawing until he gets his full power, and then he's going to bring Hogwarts down. That makes no sense.
It's a pure ego. It's like, no one can stop me.
There's an ego after you're not stoppable, not before. That makes that one. So now we're getting into
I think that's a whatever.
No, that's a
argument.
plot device. Okay, but if you're okay with that, okay. Why does it take X amount of time for Voldemort to suck whatever it is he's sucking out of Ginny?
I don't know.
That's stupid. Because it's like the 5-minute countdown for a bomb and something, and wow, we can just diffuse it at the 1 second mark. No, that's dumb.
You know what? I didn't brush up on my alchemy deets, but
okay, but those two things together make that whole scene stupid.
All right.
If you know that it's going to take X amount of time, you're not going to be announcing it in time for someone to come in and thwart your evil scheme.
You got me monologuing.
Yes.
You sly dog.
You sly dog. Ugh!
I'm sorry.
It's
Deets.
okay. And now we have arrived at the number one logical flaw.
Is it the basilisk?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, do you already have logical issues with the basilisk?
Did you know the traditional basilisk is when a frog lays on a chicken egg?
Right.
And it's not a snake, it's like a weird, what is it, a lizard thing?
Yeah, it's a lizard. But that's not it. But you're right. They didn't get it right. All right. So we have a basilisk.
Uh-huh.
It's roughly the size of a school bus.
Yeah.
And probably 2 or 3 school buses long. And we have the idea that it is traveling through the sewer pipes.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, go.
Do we ever seen how big these sewer pipes are, Deets?
No.
Maybe they're pretty big.
Okay. Great. Maybe they are school bus sized sewer pipes running through Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Great.
That's how wizards do it.
Okay. So in the 4 times, is it 4? I think there's 4 times that someone sees a basilisk.
Yes.
So in order for that to happen, if there are school bus sized sewer pipes in Hogwarts, there would need to be an outlet.
Maybe there are
somewhere around there, but there aren't. There are no outlets. In the library, there would have to be a school bus sized outlet for the basilisk to poke its head out of and be hi, Hermione, and then go back in.
You know what, Deets? You're right. I think
stupid.
This is why we need the TV show remake to fix all these plot holes.
Great.
Let's have in the Hogwarts. There's just giant holes that lead out of the sewer.
So great. So either we have school bus. How much crap do you think Hogwarts generates to have a school bus sized sewer system running through the inside of the walls?
Okay, school bus is too big. Let's
a friggin' school bus sized anyhow. Whatever. And then the last piece. So 4 people. I think it's 4. It's the cat.
There's the cat. There's the boy with the
camera guy.
Hermione with the...
Hermione, is it only 3?
There's the ghost who sees it full on, but he can't die again.
Oh, and the kid behind him.
There's a kid behind the ghost.
Right.
I forget who that is.
Okay. So we don't know if we're in Hogwarts. Okay. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We have no clue that this is a basilisk.
Uh-huh.
And so one time we accidentally see it in a puddle of water. That's okay. Plot-wise.
Okay.
That's okay. I mean, that might have happened. 2 times? It's a little bit of a stretch to think that they just happened to have the something between them and the basilisk. It's almost like the basilisk is like planning, how can I screw up my plan? I'm going to pop out at the time when they can't die because there's something in the way. So 2 times, okay, maybe We have 5 separate times.
Well,
this is the stupidest basilisk on the planet.
And Hermione is looking at a mirror. She knows what it can do. So
sure.
She's actively trying to catch it.
Sure. This is the worst basilisk on the planet. You can't even possibly pull off killing someone.
You know what? I'm going to go far. Maybe nearly how the snake got in the way on purpose. So now it's just 2 times.
Great.
That's my headcanon now.
That's really not as big of a problem as the fact that there's no way for the basilisk to pop out anywhere.
I've never thought of this. How is it? Where is it going?
It's not. It's popping out of a solid wall, being like peekaboo, and then popping back in.
There's like windows that look into the sewage.
Anyhow.
I don't know, Deets. So, you brought up a good point.
Since that is the entire plot device that drives this plot, and it makes no sense at all, I think that kind of destroys the movie.
No, that's not what destroys a movie. That's just
logic
suspension
will
of disbelief.
Always destroy a movie for me.
That's not even a logic thing. That's
not logically consistent.
Because the movie... Okay, well, there's not an answer where it pops in and out, but it is and there.
Also, we're not having school bus-sized sewer pipes running.
Don't say Volkswagen Beetle.
That's into the bathroom. I can get in the middle of the hallway. Anyhow,
I don't think that's not a logic thing that breaks a movie. That's just like, where does it pop out of? Like, I don't know, but it does. You don't need a specific answer.
Okay, well, I do. I guess it needs to have some connection with the logic of the movie. Does the basilisk? Okay, so maybe.
Here's what I'll do, Deets. Okay. I'll head to Harry Potter subreddit and ask them there.
How does the basilisk pop out in the movie?
Where is it popping in and out of all the
time? So
time?
They could have easily fixed this with having an actual basilisk, which are not that big. And they could have just made it all work.
Needs to be a snake.
But a basilisk is not a snake.
It's like a snake.
Well, so is a bird. I mean, genetically, we're not very far out from snakes.
What? Okay, I think
I think we're being silly at this point. Okay. Anyhow, the comedy is not funny.
The comedy's
more funny. The dialogue
is
clunky.
I think there's some funny lines.
Can we panic now?
Can we panic now? I like how Ron is... You know what? I like how Ron...
Why couldn't we follow the butterflies?
You know what? Okay, you jest, but I like how Ron, he clearly, he doesn't want to be there. He's horrified, but he's willing to do it for his friend.
Yes.
That's his character growth, Deets.
Sure.
Checkmate.
Why did they need to become Crabbe and Goyle? That makes no sense either. Why don't they just eavesdrop?
Okay, here's the thing. I think some of the stuff you could get mixed up with logic versus, like, I don't know, these kids are just trying to figure out a mystery.
Okay, well, they have an invisibility cloak.
But you can't go in.
Sure you can. You just sneak in behind somebody. Sure. That seems like a much more logical solution to the problem than let's get hairs and boil a potion for a month and then drink it and become...
This is where I guess your logic brain gets in the way, because the fact that it doesn't make sense to you, but it makes sense to a 12-year-old. Like, they're like, let's do it. Oh yeah, obviously this is the only way.
Let's do it the hardest possible way instead of the way that has already been seeded in the last book.
No, okay, I take it. It's also not eavesdropping. They need to have a conversation with Draco. They need to interrogate him.
Right. Well, but they don't really.
I don't know.
It's just a little comedy of errors, and then they run away.
Yeah. But it was kind of fun. Hey, I have some fun facts, Deets.
Okay.
Oh, this is actually not a fun fact, but I remember before I saw this
can't imagine there are fun facts associated with this.
My friend was like, whatever you do, make sure you're not drinking anything when Harry is at the Weasley house. Because he thought, like, when the owl hits the window, he thought it was so funny.
Oh.
But I just remember being like, just make sure you're not drinking, because you'll spit it out. Dumbledore, or the actor who played Dumbledore, thought the Phoenix was real, at least at first. He's with the scene where it's just in the office or something. He's like, man, they get these birds trained so well these days.
Oh,
And that's not a real bird. But
oh well.
I think Fox the Phoenix, once again, the practical effects looks incredible.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. But my favorite fun fact, there is straight up a cameraman visible during the duel scene.
Oh, really?
When Harry hits Draco and Draco goes flying, boom. There's a shot in the corner. There's just a guy with a big camera in the crowd of the
that's
kids.
funny.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I like those mistakes. Moaning Myrtle is the actress who plays her. Not a big actress. However, we have seen her in a very, very tiny role in a previous movie. Do you want to take a guess of what movie?
Star Wars.
It is Star Wars. Want to guess which Star Wars?
I don't even remember the names.
I know.
Clone Attacks.
No, it's one of the
Something.
sequels.
Oh, Solo.
No, the sequels, Deeds.
Oh.
Come on. The actress who...
Solo Rogue One.
No, it's 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
Moaning Myrtle, the actress, voices Babu Frick. This isn't maybe for you. This is maybe for the
Yeah,
people
that's
listening.
clearly for the people
Babu
listening.
Frick. Ha-ha! Hey! It's the little tiny alien.
Okay.
Voiced by Moaning Myrtle.
Cool.
I don't know,
That is
Deeds.
a fun fact.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who you're talking about, but
There's a tiny alien that does stuff. There was a book that came out called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them,
okay.
which is where the spin-off movie series gets its title. But the book you could have bought had like just pages of all these magical animals, and the page that has Aragog's spider, I forgot what the name is. There's like a danger level thing. And the book has like notes written by Ron, Hermione, and Harry. Like they shared it with each
Right.
other. And in the book version of Fantastic Beasts, for the danger level, there's a bunch of extra like stars and stuff. Like it's very, very dangerous.
That's fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually was a little surprised how enjoyable I found it this rewatch, because like I said, it's usually down low, but I think the setups and payoffs are just kind of fun. The mystery of it, like, oh, Moaning Myrtle, why didn't we ask her how she died? Like, yeah, there's not a suspect.
Yeah.
There's a clue just right here the whole time.
Yeah.
That's always kind of fun.
Yeah.
The only quote I wrote down was, fear of a name only increases fear of the thing itself. Because they're scared to say Voldemort.
Right.
But Dumbledore's not. Harry's not. And Lucius is even like, oh, aren't you brave to say his name?
Yeah.
But it's true. Like you always say with rhetoric, if you take control of a thing or
Yep.
a word or a definition, you control that thing.
Yep. You control the argument.
That's what Voldemort does. In the books, but the audio books by Jim Dale, he says Voldemort for like the first 4 books or something.
Like a French kind of.
Because it was
pronunciation.
supposed to be Voldemort, like
Oh.
French. But the movies said Voldemort, and then it's weird at first, but if you listen to all the books, you get used to it. And then I think when book 5, it's Voldemort. It's like, wow, that's weird. But anyway, it was originally supposed to be Voldemort. But Voldemort is also kind of the cacophony of the strong T has the dissonance there that sounds displeasing to the ear.
Yeah.
Was that very English teacher
That
like?
was very English teachery.
I try sometimes. I'm a lot of my stuff except for my Deets. I have a film lens that I'm excited to bring to you today.
Cool. Bring it.
Should we do that now?
Or we can talk about Dumbledore.
Let's talk about Dumbledore.
Okay. Yeah. So we have this question of, well, even Harry asks it, like, who am I at one point? Who am I? What am I? Is kind of like, that's a deeply philosophical question.
Yeah, he's like worried about his genealogy.
Right.
Am I descendants of the heir of Slytherin?
Right. In that sense, for sure. And then, like, what is he in terms of a muggle or a wizard or the wizard? But anyhow, so in the context of identity, Dumbledore's quote again is, "It's not our abilities that show us who we truly are; it's our choices."
Yeah.
So do we agree with that? Is Michael Jordan still Michael Jordan if he had never chosen to, I don't know, become an NBA basketball player?
To be the star of Space Jam?
Yeah, the star of Space Jam. Anyhow, so are we, if I say, who am I? Am I my abilities? Or am I my choices? Or some mixture of both?
Okay, I was prepared to say, oh, this is an easy one, but it's not.
No.
When I think about it, it's actually not an easy choice.
Not at all.
Because I have my students, there's an assignment we're doing right now where it's like, who am I? Or introduce yourself by analyzing yourself type of thing. Which I stole from you, but
you can't steal what is willfully given.
And I was right. I was like writing my own kind of as an example, and I'm like, man, is it easy to be super self-critical about myself? I don't want to be that, but it would be easy.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to write it all out in front of my class, probably. You know.
Yeah.
But like, who am I right now? Am I the result of choices, or what was the other one?
Abilities,
or my abilities? Dang, I got to stew on this.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, yes, and we all do, and I think the answer is yes. We are.
Yeah, both.
Right, but Dumbledore is interesting that he comes down on one side, because abilities and choices are only one of many possible ways to answer who am I. You've got, like, you are your family, your name and whatever. You've got, you are a member of X group, and that's who you are. You are defined by your profession, by your hobbies, by, like, there's tons of ways. And so for Dumbledore to say we truly are our choices is, like, that's a philosophically interesting stance. So it doesn't really matter any of the other things. All that matters is, what have you chosen to do? And I think so. My standard test for any philosophical answer is, what if everyone on the planet believed that or acted according to that? So if everyone on the planet acted like their choices defined them, how is the planet different?
Ooh, Deets, what a question.
Thanks.
If everyone on the planet acted like their choices defined them, how would things be different? I think we'd make a lot better choices.
Yeah. I
think we would choose to do better things.
Yeah, I agree.
But how isn't it like that?
Well, because it's the other side of Dumbledore's equation. Because we act like, if Dumbledore's right, like our abilities define us. And so we allow our abilities to drive us. So if I am, for example, if I'm stronger than you and you have something I want, my ability to beat you up allows me to do it.
Yeah.
Or my ability to steal or to cheat you out of something or whatever. And I'm focusing purposely on negative abilities. But if we allow what can I do to dictate our actions, we end up with a lot bigger range of actions. What should I do, which is the choices, gives us a much smaller range.
Have you ever heard the song Handlebars by Flowbot?
No.
That goes, this ties in, Deets. Don't say that incredulously.
Well, like, I've never heard of Flowbot.
Me neither. They're like a one-hit wonder, as far as I know.
Okay.
There's a song that goes, I can ride my bike with no handlebars.
Okay.
And that's like the chorus. So the song starts off on simple things I can do. I can tie a knot in a cherry stem. I can tell you about Leif Erikson. I know all the words to Day Chloris, and I'm proud to be an American. And then it slowly grows to awful things. I can make anybody go to prison just because I don't like them, and I can lead an army in a Holocaust. It builds to, like, things people in theory could do, you know? So, I guess that's an ability driven song. Absolutely. because I guess that song and what you're talking about is we have choices all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna make good choices or bad choices,
Right.
or are your choices gonna hurt other people? Are your choices gonna help you or be selfish?
Or ultimately, what Dumbledore wants to emphasize is: are your choices going to define you?
Oh, yeah.
Or your abilities going to define you?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I think philosophically, this movie has a specific answer to the question, who am I? I am the choices that I have made, and that is what creates the me that currently is.
See, because you can look at two strains of thought there. How did I get here? I chose to go to college. I chose to become an education major. I chose to become a teacher. I chose to get married. I chose to have my kids. And that's, some of the major things that led me here. But your abilities take you places too. But maybe the problem is when people focus only on abilities. Like, it's like, oh, I have a high IQ, blah, 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 or something. And
allow the abilities to drive the choices rather than the choices to select or choose what abilities.
When the ability drives the choices versus the other thing you just said.
Versus the inverse. Yeah.
I think that's...
So it's interesting. I happen to agree with Dumbledore. I believe that we are defined by the choices that we make.
You mean decisions determine destiny?
Yeah. So in psychology, there's the nature-nurture thing.
Yeah.
Which is functionally what Dumbledore is saying. We are not driven by our nature.
Okay.
We are driven by our nurture, by the choices that we have made rather than I am biologically or whatever able to do this, right?
It's not like if you had a awful lineage or you can choose to break that. Oh, Deets.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's Dumbledore. So
yeah, Dumbledore, our finest philosopher, you can say.
He is fairly wise. So so even though this is a logically flawed movie, there are still things to appreciate, like the incredible creativity of J.K. Rowling. Like Dumbledore as our philosopher. So.
What if it's like, J.K., how did this bastard do it? Well, there are actually giant manhole covers all over the place.
In the middle of the library. Just in case the sewage needs to get out.
Okay, one of the craziest things, I think this is why J.K. doesn't do this anymore. Someone asked her about plumbing, because we know in history when plumbing started.
Sure.
And she's like, oh yeah, Muggles actually invented it and wizards just adopted it. Before that, they used to magic their poop away. And everyone's like, hold up! Back up a little bit.
That's not canon.
They would just poop anywhere and magic it away? That's the answer? And you are the author, I suppose, but I don't like that.
That's funny.
I feel like that's
really
the last
odd answer.
I think that's the last time she's kind of answered like random fan questions online. But that is a real thing she said one time. Dudes, I basically have two things.
Okay.
First, I might maybe bring this around more often because structuralism is a lens that looks at how the film is structured, but also like if a thing is in the movie, it must be important, like symbolically.
Bringing the gun in.
But it also deals with binary opposites. So with the structuralism theory, and looking at binary opposites, I mean, it's just a way to understand things. So the structuralism theory, these binary opposites, there's a lot in this movie specifically. Harry Potter versus Voldemort. In fact, the movie goes out of its way. They have that mere conversation with Dumbledore. In the flashback we see in the black and white scene, Voldemort, or Tom Riddle, he says whatever he says to Voldemort, Harry says that. It's literary opposites of each other.
Yeah.
There's also like the idea of pure blood versus mud blood. That is now a new idea in here that is going to create a schism that will have effects in later movies. It's like one of the core reasons why the bad guys are evil.
Right.
Truth and lies, Dumbledore, or the whole Hagrid thing, getting arrested because of a lie. Let's uncover the truth. So there are specific binary opposites this movie is playing with. I think maybe more so in other ways, in other of the Harry Potter films. So I guess that's part of the reason, maybe what I was alluding to, the Voldemort connection, making things feel spread out. It's like, oh, Voldemort and Harry aren't just bad guy, good guy. They're like connections here that on purpose.
Yeah.
You're right.
Cool.
The other characters, maybe not as deep. But yeah. I mean, the binary opposites, you can look at anything. Like you could even look at the example I use in class is like from Frozen, even literally hot versus cold,
Yeah.
Or a man versus woman, like what opposites are present type of thing. But here's the lens I'm so excited about. I was looking for lenses, admittedly, and I saw one. I'm like, wait a second. Do you know what the humanist lens is? Let me tell you.
No.
The humanist lens is basically a lens looking at stories that talk about what makes a human a human. Like, this is what it means to be a person.
Cool.
Think like Truman Show. He's learning to be the best version of himself for the first time. That's maybe like a poster child of humanism.
Okay.
But I saw this weird little lens, post-humanist lens. And I'm like, what is this? And it's also like perfect for this movie, Deets.
Oh, cool.
Here we go. So the post-humanist lens examines non-human entities. For example, animals, objects, or technology, and their agency or subjectivity in film. This movie has all sorts of non-human entities.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I guess I'll say the minor ones. You got Dobby, he's a house elf. You got the Sorting Hat, who comes back in. Like, things just aren't alive. But you also have, like, the basilisk. He's kind of like the symbolic evilness of Voldemort. He's not just any snake. He's the biggest, most evilest. He'll kill you if he looks at you, snake.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of reflecting these themes of he serves Voldemort, these themes of servitude or dominance, He represents that evil side of Voldemort. Compared to Fawkes the Phoenix, he's the opposite, kind of representing the goodness of Dumbledore. And they're like both kind of characters, the Basilisk and Fawkes less so, but in a way they are doing their own thing. But like Fawkes the Phoenix as a non-human character representing the ideas of what Dumbledore stands for, or goodness. Like his tears literally cure, where the venom in the basilisk kills, like those binary opposites there. But also like Aragog, he's kind of like the third party in good versus evil because he didn't do anything technically.
Right.
But he's also going to not kill you if you walk into his nest. So he's kind of maybe, I don't know what he could symbolize. Maybe like just nature in general, or just like or Hagrid. So they have these specific creatures with specific connections to characters. I think is interesting. I don't know. I just like finding symbolism in stuff. And I think maybe, there's a lot of magical creatures in all of these movies, but this one kind of stands out, I think, with some significant ones.
Yeah, especially if it's focused on the agency of because this has a lot. Didn't you say it was non-human things and their agency, like how they act, or
that's what the definition I have says.
Yeah.
And their agency or subjectivity in film.
Yeah. So
sorry. It also says this lens is rare due to its philosophical roots in 2000s scholarship. So it's apparently just relatively new.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess, you look at film history, the reason there's a feminist lens is because there's like 100 years worth of female characters and actresses not portrayed in the best light in film,
Right.
And you can't be a film studies major without also specifically talking about like queer theory and lens of how like there's been characters or actors who are gay or whatnot, and like how they are depicted in film. And the past 100 years, maybe not the best.
Yeah.
So those have been like, hey, let's focus on people, and like how things change throughout time and decades and things. But I think I don't know what else there is to say with the post-humanist lens. Like, well, what about other things? What about we've talked about people enough. Let's talk about the other stuff.
Well, but I think that it's like you could do a lot of analysis on this movie because there's like three major, like you've got Dobby.
Yeah.
And it says a lot about Dobby's agency and lack of agency.
Yeah.
You've got the basilisk who has, I believe, no agency, no ability to act for itself.
Because Voldemort even says he's not going to listen to you even though you speak parcel tongue.
Right. And then you have Fawkes, who apparently has complete agency because Dumbledore wasn't there at all and Fawkes acted. And so you have a really nice array from no agency as an intelligent non-human through Dobby, who has clearly some agency because he went and warned Harry.
Yeah.
And then Fawkes, who apparently has complete agency. So that's just an interesting lens to apply because we have that pretty perfect mapping of the extremes in the middle.
Does Aragog fit anywhere there?
Oh, I forgot about it.
Maybe he's confined to the forest or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. But
this isn't the worst movie that we've watched.
No.
It's not the best. It's just here. There are some cute moments.
Yeah.
There's some great, like the diary, I think is, if I remember the books right, is one of my favorite pieces of creativity in this series. Just because the only other thing I can think of is the Inkheart series. Have you read?
Oh yeah, I definitely read Inkheart.
Oh yeah. So we have there like a book, like their power is they write things into existence.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what inspired it. But other than that, I don't really know of any equivalents to the diary.
I was thinking about Inkheart the other day because in the second book, because I don't think I've ever read the third one, in Ink Spell or whatever, they go in the book and the story continued. I was like, what an interesting idea. Because that's unique, I think.
I love that series. It's very creative.
Did you know she based the description of the dad on Brendan Fraser, and that's why he was in that movie version?
Oh, I did not know that.
Like, hey, just so you know, I based the character off of you and your looks, and that helped get him into the film.
Interesting.
I'm gonna reveal something. The next movie we're gonna watch is Prisoner of Azkaban, and then we're gonna do not a Jason's choice, but a franchise break.
Yes.
Aren't we?
See, I have beaten Ryan into submission.
Well, if you brag about it, we gotta ship it. I'm gonna tell you this right off the bat.
Riding off the bat.
The next one, number 3, is my personal favorite Harry Potter movie.
Okay. Poisoning the Well.
Feel free to hate it all you want.
Okay.
I will say this, though. Being directed by Alfonso Cuarón is not a bad thing. Oh, he also did Children of Men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Seemed like this is the one with the Dementors and the scariness, right?
Yeah.
This is the most horror-y of the PG movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I remember liking this one because it had a more gritty, horror-y, scary kind of feel to it.
It doesn't feel like it, but this one also is a darker tone than the previous one too. Like
this one?
Yeah, with the spiders and here's some not dead people, but like here's a spider story. This just happened to me, Deet. Speaking of spiders, I was going to the bathroom as one does, and I went to get toilet paper as per usual, and guess what fell out of the toilet paper roll, Deets?
Aragog.
A giant spider!
Cool.
Freaked me out, to say the least.
Did you scream?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was just in the toilet paper roll. That's never happened in my life.
Like rolled up in the toilet paper?
I think so, because I pulled in a roll a little bit and it just flew out. I don't know where it was.
Even
I don't know, Deets. Or maybe it was on the back. I saw it fly through the air. and it's scuttled around. And here's the thing. My wife's stepdad says, oh, Ryan thinks all spiders are hobo spiders. This was a hobo. I know what a hobo spider is.
Scary.
Here's another spider story just because. Okay. One time when I was hunting, I was on this ridge and we're kind of waiting to see if something would be pushed along because someone was over there. And I was just leaning against a tree, like my hand against the tree, leaning like a cartoon character. Just whatever, just waiting, kind of in nature. And I turned to look at my hand. My thumb is touching a spider. Like, think of like bigger than a quarter.
I think I have my next Jason's choice.
And it's like over.
I did not know this.
It's over like a spider nest. It's like over like eggs and stuff.
Oh, wow.
I'm just straight up touching it unintentionally, Deeds.
Wow. So next Jason's choice will be arachnophobia from 19 whatever.
I am not scared of spiders. I don't love them. But ever since the spider fled the toilet paper roll, and then I watched this, I'm like, spiders. Because this movie, even if you're scared, there's some. The fact how they move is just unsettling.
Yeah, it's a little unsettling. Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, Dietz, pay attention to the sound of the magic in the next movie. Okay. This is the last John Williams score we'll get from Harry Potter.
Sad.
And the art direction significantly shifts because a new director for the first time.
And I think, like I said, I remember really liking the way this one looked.
And also, Dumbledore is a different actor. And he's not bad. It's just different. My heart likes to think of this Dumbledore and the last like this actor is like, when I read the book or whatever, I picture this Dumbledore from 1 and 2 movies.
Oh,
kind of older and gentler. He definitely is less so in here on out.
He's less old and less gentle.
Yeah, you will get there in the 4th movie. There's a funny line that in the book it says, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire, Harry?" But in the movie it's like, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" It's become like an internet joke. Oh. Anyway, pay attention to those 3 things and
okay.
We'll see you next week.
Will do. We will see you next week.
We love you.
We do. Thanks for listening.
Think critically.
Please.
Bye.
Bye.